Hey birdies, welcome to another episode on Pillow Talks with Jesus. We are your hosts. I'm Karen.
I'm Daniela.
And this is a space where we talk about relative conversations. People, whatever you are facing, just know that there's somebody out there facing it with you. Do you have anything to say?
So I truly believe anybody that is out there going through what we're about to talk about, you're not alone. There are people that have experienced what you're experiencing and have survived it and are thriving. So take what you may from this message, but all I want you to know that you're not alone and God got you.
And with that, we're introducing our topic today, which is narcissist. I have never had an experience with one. I actually do believe that I was a narcissist, to be honest, because I was having a conversation with her some time ago, like a few days ago, and I literally told her that I feel like I was a narcissist back then. I have never had an experience with how a narcissist have acted or have treated somebody in the past, but I have had friends, I've had close relations who have actually been in a relationship, or friends who have actually been with narcissists, and I've heard their stories, and it's just been crazy. So I'll just let her take it up from there.
Okay, so our topic is narcissistic abuse, and if we're to go, we're not doing like a full deep dive into narcissists, but would like to create more awareness on this sort of relationship, because it does bounce between relationships in family, relationships in the romantic setting, and relationships in friendship and in workplace. So I do think it's very important that we talk about it. So let's start with the basic, because I know this is a word that has been thrown around in the last few years. Everybody's being termed a narcissist, everybody's a narcissist. So what exactly is a narcissistic relationship?
Yep.
A narcissistic relationship is basically a relationship that is filled with manipulation, emotional turmoil, lack of accountability, exploitation of any kind, both emotionally, financially, physically. It can go in different forms, but basically being in a relationship with someone that is out to control you, out to confuse you, and out to belittle you.
And I do believe that, like she said, just to add more, throw more light to what she said, I do believe that it's not just in relationships. You can actually have a narcissistic parent, or a sibling, or just friends, and you being the person that don't want to lose love, and it usually
too.
in your workplace. And it usually happens when you see somebody that has so much love to give and they are scared to let go. So I'll actually give my own definition of who a narcissist is. A narcissist is someone who constantly display an excessive focus on themselves, a strong need for admiration, and little empathy on others. Narcissism exists in a spectrum. Many people show narcissistic traits at times, but when these traits are persistent, manipulative, and damaging to relationship, they become harmful. It starts very slow. See, when somebody is narcissistic, they don't just show their character, boom. They first bring you in with how sweet they are, how loving they are. Like, it doesn't and you will not live with the memory. Instead of you to let go, you hold on to that memory that they have created with you,
and you would want to see. So they have like different sides to themselves, because usually with a narcissist, they do really care about what other people think of them. Because of that, their outside reputation is quite important to a narcissist.
True.
That's why he can be, or that person can be, one thing inside the house, and outside they are a completely different person. And when you're telling people this is what this person is doing to you, they'll be like, this person, this nice person, this,
they see you as a crazy person.
Like, you must be the one crazy. What have you done that this person is showing this side of them to you? Right? But a narcissist, they thrive on reputation. Actually, they thrive on reputation. So it's very important for them that they control their narrative. That's exactly what it is. It's very important for them that they control how other people view them. So they have a very exaggerated sense of self.
Yes. I believe so. That word exaggerated. I feel they're like a multi-personality. They have like a multi-personality disorder. They are one person inside, and they are a different person outside. In fact, I feel they show different personalities to different people. So
Yeah.
you can't hold them to this particular personality, because when, like now, if you're a girlfriend or you're somebody who is really close to a narcissist and they treat you in a very nasty way, and you go out to tell a close friend of theirs, and they be like, are you sure you're talking about the same person that I know? Because it's crazy. Why Okay, now going back to what I told her, that I feel I was a narcissist, because when we spoke about the traits of a narcissist before, I really don't see, like, when people criticize me, I tend to think that they are the ones to blame and not me. I'm never at fault. Like, if I react a certain way to them, it's because they made me react that way, and if they didn't want me to react that way, they shouldn't have acted the way they acted. I'm never at fault. That's one. Two, I really don't care about being empathic to other people. I'm only about myself. And if it really doesn't affect me, I really don't care about the next person. But I do it in a very subtle way, and I don't do it for people to see. So when somebody who actually pays attention calls me out on that, and be like, I'll start to justify myself or defend myself, and I'm like, okay, I don't think you like me. And when I'm now telling the story to another person, I try to make myself the victim, and then they are not the victim. And with this little trait, I never thought this was a narcissistic trait. I just thought it was me being misunderstood.
Yeah. So the thing is, with narcissism, right? I with the information I've learned around it,
Yeah.
everybody has like traits. Like it's embedded in literally every human. Everybody has the ability to be a narcissist. But is everybody a narcissist? No. I do think that to some degree we are selfish as human beings.
I agree.
So that comes with being a human being. But is everybody selfish in the same degree? No. Do you get what I mean? Like, everybody's not selfish in the same degree, in the sense that you can have narcissistic traits,
Yeah.
but you're not a narcissist. Do you understand what I mean? Like, to tag someone the term being a narcissist,
yeah.
the person has to have the traits to a certain degree. Do you understand?
Yeah.
As human beings, we have little senses of, oh, it's not that, oh, you feeling yourself or feeling, oh, I am this, I'm beautiful, I'm bold, I'm audacious. That doesn't make you a narcissist. Yes, maybe to some degree, if you overdo it, you can now say, yes, you have narcissistic traits. But even at that, it's not everybody that is bold, audacious, or have a sense of self is a narcissist. That's why I use the word exaggerated sense of self. And it goes both ways. So there are narcissists that think very lowly of themselves. It's still narcissism. And there are narcissists that think very highly of themselves. That's why when you said it's on the spectrum, it's right. There are different. It's not a one word fits all situation. Yes, that's what it is, because you're dealing with human beings and behavior, so it's very complex. Some people have it, but to a certain degree, and at least if become aware of it, you can work on it and drop it. But when you see someone is a narcissist, the person is aware that they have this exaggerated sense of self and they don't care to work on it. They are self-aware enough to know, yes, I have this sense of self, but I don't care to change it. Everybody around me should bend to my will, and not the other way around.
So basically you're saying that there are people who are actually aware that they're narcissists, but they really don't care to want to adjust or be a better person.
Yes, there are people that are aware that they are narcissists. At least in my situation, the person I dated that was a narcissist, he was aware to a certain degree that he's a narcissist, and I think he was actually proud of it. So in that case, you would say, oh, he's not aware and he's still doing this. He's not
Yeah.
oblivious of the fact that he has these traits. In short, he's proud of the fact that he has these traits. His narcissistic tendencies or traits are part of the things that makes him who he is in his
Okay.
opinion, and he's not going to change that who he is for anybody.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, that's why I would classify him as a narcissist. Because if you're saying, oh, I'm selfish, I'm this, and you are at least aware of it and you decided to work on it, I don't think that makes you a narcissist. Do you get what I mean? But when the person is aware, oh, I'm all this, but I'm not going to change who I am, whoever that's coming into my life should bend, adjust to who I am.
Yeah.
That is a grade A narcissist.
Do you actually think that there are actually people who are physically abusive narcissists and also emotionally abusive narcissists?
Yeah, like that's why I said narcissism is a very complex concept, right? Because there are people that they may not physically hit you or do anything of such to you, but emotionally they have ruined you, right? That's still abuse. There are people that, oh, they may not emotionally abuse you, but physically they are abusing you. They still have some narcissistic traits, because being a narcissist, there are a lot of signs, a lot of traits that you would see and say, okay, this person is a narcissist, right? And it's not everybody that possesses all the traits, but at least if they possess 60% of the traits, that makes them a narcissist, and they are aware that, oh, I have these traits, but I really do not care to change it. One of the major traits of being a narcissist is control. Narcissists
totally
love
agree.
control. They love to be in control. They love to know that if they are with their partner, their family member, or whoever that they are exerting abuse on, that they control you. They control how you see yourself. That's why they belittle you.
And I even believe that they first isolate you.
Yes.
So you don't have people to talk to.
That's the first line of action.
They first
Isolation.
Isolate you and make you feel like those people who are around you are actually against you,
and they belittle you to reduce your own self of self.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I can't do better. This is the best I've got. That's where narcissist wants to keep you at. And they don't leave you either. They drive you crazy so you leave yourself.
I agree. And by the time, and that's where self-doubt comes in. So you don't have a thought of your own anymore.
You start to doubt your own thoughts. You start to doubt what even happened. Something like can happen with a narcissist, and you come to them and you tell them, oh, this is what you did to me, I didn't like it, and then the person has a very different account of what happened in that situation. And you're like, did I dream
this situation?
This happened, right? But they will be so sure of their own accounts that if you are not very self-aware, you start to doubt what happened to you from your own accounts.
You start to walk on eggshells around them.
You're like, okay, maybe I'm the one going crazy, maybe I'm the one wrong, and the goal is to belittle you so you don't leave, so you think they are the best thing you've ever got, even as a career, maybe as your boss. Okay, they will gaslight you, manipulate you emotionally. Like emotional manipulation is such a weird concept, honestly, because like
I personally believe that this is my own opinion now. I personally believe that emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse. I'm not saying that physical abuse is better. I'm saying that it is worse, because this has to do with you as a person, not just physically, but because you start to see changes physically even without the person touching you, because of the fact that you are emotionally starved, you're drained, you start to emaciate, you start to look like as if you're falling, you have like a terminal
and
disease.
It lasts much longer
to recover from. So that's why I say that physical abuse is emotional abuse is way worse, because it takes long for that person to get back to who they truly were, or even who they truly are before that person came into their life. And I think it's the worst kind of abuse that anybody can actually go through. And that's why narcissists actually target the emotions first. So they try to make you look like as if that they are, like she said, they are the best thing that has ever happened to you. So there's nothing that can ever counter or beat that. Them being trashy to you, or being very, very harsh, or being very, very evil towards you. You think that this is the best. You sometimes you even think that, okay, this is the karma of something that you have done in the past, so maybe you should live with it.
True.
I came across a post, and I don't know if it was a guy or a girl, and the guy was like, I don't know what you have done in your past for me, for you to have been with me,
And
but I'm your karma, and you have to accept it. Literally, it was a text that I think the person sent the text that she received from the guy
That's
to her friend.
Emotional blackmail.
I can't even fathom what the girl is even going through.
She's telling her, I'm cheating on you and you deserve it because you've probably done something in your life, and that's why I'm cheating on you right now.
Yes.
That's a total. Now, one thing they never do is take accountability.
True.
Narcissists don't take accountability. That's why I said, for you to even be aware that, oh, I am doing this wrong and I want to correct it, that doesn't necessarily make you a narcissist. That's what I'm saying. One of the traits of real narcissists is they never take accountability. It's always the other person's fault. It's always the other person's fault. So you see, in this situation, he's blaming her for his lack of loyalty.
Yes.
By telling her she must have done something in her past life
for her to have gotten him as a partner. So he's her karma, basically. And now that girl will start thinking that, oh
yeah, it's probably her fault.
That's
maybe why he's cheating.
I must have hurt my exes before him or something.
That brings me to this quote I saw online, and I thought it was quite interesting.
Yeah.
A narcissist's mindset. It didn't happen. If it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, it wasn't a big deal. And if it is, it's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if it did, you made me do it.
It always ends with you made me do it.
Exactly.
You are the person.
No sense of accountability at all.
Yeah.
It's the other person's fault. And then they drive you crazy. Absolutely. And then ask you why you're crazy.
Why are you acting the way no, it's more like, yeah, why are you crazy? Like,
because I was asked if I was crazy and why I was, and like when you said, emotional abuse is such a very complex situation, because I was told I was crazy, and it took me 1 full year to actually, like, I kept hearing his voice at the back of my head telling me that I was crazy.
That's the mental case. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you're mental, but it over time
it shows the effects of emotional abuse. Yeah,
you see that some people who have even stayed as far as 5-10 years in such relationship end up in psychiatric hospital. Just for evaluation, to see how bad their mental state is. Some people go as far as committing suicide. That's how bad narcissists. And when even at the death of that person, they don't think they are to blame.
Of course, because when I did confront him, he never, he had amnesia. He said, oh, I don't remember that night that way, but I'm the victim and I remember what happened. Like, I still remember what happened to these dates. It's going to be something I don't think I'm going to forget in my life.
It's mind-boggling.
But he had a very different account of that night, of what happened. And that brings to my point that they would never agree that they are at fault.
And that always bugs me, because this person, this party, I have never seen or have never noticed a narcissist that is alone. They always move on to their next,
and they always pry on empaths.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's one thing. Like, narcissists love empaths, and as an empath myself, it's like we are a magnet to them, because empaths are selfless, right? It comes really natural to me to be very selfless. I'm always considering other people. I'm always thinking of other people, and come to think about it, narcissists are quite the opposite of empaths. And that's why they
You're drawn to
attracted to
them.
people like that. Exactly. Because they know they want
Like
someone that will be
moth.
selfless towards them.
Like moth
Do
to
you
a fire.
understand? Exactly. They are all about themselves. So there's this person that can be all about them too. If you want, you like the person. Exactly. So I think
Like
that's the
white on rice.
situation. Exactly. So it's your job as a human being to evaluate your relationships. The narcissist can be your mother, can be your
Your
friend, can be
friend.
your boss, can be your sister, can be anything, right? It exists in different forms of relationships, and that's the truth. But you must know, if you recognize this person is a narcissist, it's not your job to save them.
Do you even know that the worst is actually the boss at, and Nigerians, this part of the world, we have this scarcity mentality that because of the fact that we have gotten this one to start, what if there's no other job out there for me? That the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the devil is the devil and the angel is the angel. Why don't I just go in search for that angel that I don't know and still be the angel than remain with a devil that is going to kill me at the end of the day? Because you see this, and I believe that these bosses, they actually know that Nigerians employees, that these people that they employ, they already have that scarcity mindset that there are no jobs out there. So this one that they have is better than the one that they are not even seeing at all. And it's crazy, and at the same time sad. I had to break myself from that shackle of having scarcity mindset.
It's a mindset prison, honestly. Like a lot goes on as human beings. Like our minds are so powerful. That's why you see someone that is selling chewing-gum and they will be selling chewing-gum for 25 years. And not to say that the simple life, yes, there are people that are okay with the simple life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then being in the mindset of I'm small and this is all I'll ever be is a terrible place to be, because you will only grow as much as your mindset allows you to. You will only evolve as long as you let yourself evolve. So staying in a place, in a job that you know is horrible, and your boss treats you horrible, and he tells you who will even employ you, how much do you with this your daft brain, and you actually believe him.
You actually daft.
That's horrible.
Which reminds me of this scripture that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Because you cannot have such negative thoughts and think that there are no jobs out there and think that you will actually now have a job miraculously. Is what you believe in that it will work, that works for you.
I mean, so faith is really the evidence of things not seen.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what's in your way, like what's in front of you. If you believe, oh, I believe I'm going to achieve this, regardless of what is happening in Nigeria, regardless of what's happening, you can do it. It is possible.
The scripture really actually tells us that even in the midst of famine and scarcity, the children of God will continue to eat. So why don't I believe that? Why should I believe anything that and these bosses, they don't just start, they start little before they now start to poison your heart, and before you know, you think that they are the best thing that ever happened to you. I really don't know who needs to hear this out there, but there are way better jobs than where you are currently, and the only way you are able to know if there are actually better jobs than where you are currently is if you take that bold step to just search. It costs you nothing. You might say, okay, you don't want to lose you don't want to lose that particular job. It's fine, but go on LinkedIn, go on Indeed, start putting out your CVs out there.
And it's okay to start another career. If the career you're in is no longer giving you fulfillment,
you can
start somewhere else.
I have never stayed in one industry for as long as I can remember. I started in the fashion industry, stayed there, moved to the real estate industry, stayed there, moved to the medical industry, stayed there. Now I'm in the hospital industry, and just so I might move on to something else. I am the niche. The niche does not make me.
I truly believe God gives us talents, and we don't have to stay in one box. Like, who said you only have to be a doctor all your life?
Yo,
Like, you can be an entrepreneur, be a doctor, be a pharmacist, be a own salons. You can be anything you want to be, and you can wear as many caps as you want. You don't have to tie yourself to one field, one place. Like, you can
never forget that.
exactly. Like, you don't have to be Jesus was a carpenter, but he still did a lot of things with his life. So, like, you can be a million things. You don't have to be one thing. And now, talking about narcissists in terms of relationships, now speaking from my experience, how it usually goes is they start really nice. Yeah, they love you, they go take you out on this, give you very beautiful experiences. That's how they rule you in, first of all. Make you feel like on top of the world. The person I dated as a narcissist was one of the very first people I ever dated that posted me everywhere. I was on Twitter, Instagram, what I was everywhere, babes. I was on top of the world. They make you feel like they only see you. And that's a beautiful feeling, especially for a woman that hasn't really been chosen loudly before.
Yeah,
it intrigues you. You're like, oh my god. Then the isolation part comes in. Then the belittling creeps in. He belittled me. I remember one of the dinners we were supposed to go to, and he was like, I should do and get my master's because he can't be walking around with me and I don't have a master's, and all his friends have a master's.
Like, bro,
yo, you guys, I was just doing my NYSC at that point.
Let me bridge.
I just came out of school. I felt so bad.
Let me find
when
myself.
He said that to me. Exactly, because I was on my own. You met me as a youth couple. Like, I was on my own. I did not beg you. Like, what is this? Like, did you see that I didn't have a master's when you were asking me out? If I wasn't your type, why did you ask me out? Right? It's not to say that I didn't want to do my master's, because I did. But, like, okay, there are nicer ways to encourage your girlfriend or the woman in your life without belittling her or stepping on her self-esteem, right? True. Because I have been with other people that encouraged me to do other things with my life, and they didn't have to belittle me to let me to do that, right? So in that situation, he belittled me. He didn't like her because she was quite defensive of me, and I was very isolated. I remember one day I was in the kitchen frying plantain or something for him, and I told myself, oh my god, if I marry this man, I will be so depressed. I will be so depressed.
It strained our relationship that period.
That's the thing, isolation part, right?
It strained our relationship.
Because he didn't like her and she saw through him from day one, right? So it was a situation of, okay, this is my babe, she's my cousin, not only she's like my G, like we literally grew up together, so I want her to like the person I'm with. And it was that he was one of the first people that I also did that didn't even care to want to have a relationship with you. It was like, whatever, I don't need her.
And not just me, your sister.
Even my sister,
she is quite more accommodating than I am. I mean, that was before I even met Christ, and I really didn't care about him. She was quite accommodating because she accepted him because she accepted him. But me, I was like, are you crazy?
And I made excuses for his.
And one day she just told me that she's wearing the shoe, and let me give her the grace to handle it how she wants to handle it. And to be honest, I was mad as hell, but I took a backseat because at the end of the day, it was her choice to make. Was I mad? I was, absolutely. I want to just go there and like throw hands and whatnot, and maybe speak my mind or what, something. But then again, I had to let her handle it in the way she thought.
Or like the situation where his friend assaulted me and I told him about it, and it somehow became my fault.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, so he was mad at me for telling him what his friend did to me. And till this day, I don't understand the concept of that mindset, because like, what?
Just maybe he does the same thing and he's birds of the same feather flock together.
I'm like, are you serious? I told you something your friend did. I'm not to say that I wanted to spoil their friendship, but I felt like, let me tell him this before he hears it from somebody else and hears a different version.
And I
Let
won't
me.
even be surprised if two of them do stupid things together.
Ah, I hope not. But either way, narcissists are the, how do I put this? Narcissists
They
do
are the
not
devil in human
care.
form.
Narcissists do not care about anybody else but themselves.
Period.
And that's the truth. They are as selfish as it
The word
comes.
selfish itself
Kindness does not exist in
in
their
their dictionary.
dictionary. Hear me, mark my words. Kindness does not exist in their
And
dictionary.
please stop trying to change them.
Because you cannot.
You
can
won.
never. Even them, they say, I'm not even sure they can change themselves.
Oh my God,
You
you are not the
cannot.
savior in this story.
You are not.
Leave.
You are
It's
not
okay to be the
Jesus.
villain.
You are not.
It's really okay to be the
Like,
villain.
it's okay to set
Leave.
boundaries and just
Yes.
run for your life, my sister. Run.
Don't think it's you that is at fault. It's them.
You will not come out of that thing, okay? I only was with him for 8 months. It took me almost 2 years to emotionally detach from the things that were said to me in that setting, that were done to me in that setting. So I can imagine people that will have kids with narcissists.
Those people's self-esteem must have disappeared. Like they must have
They crush
it
you
so hard.
like
that
they
it
crush you, no
it
matter how
evaporated.
beautiful and high up you are. They crush you. You know why? Because they need you to be small in that relationship.
So they can
Two
be big.
people cannot be up. One person must be small, and it's definitely going to be you, not them. They do not plan to bow down for you or come for you or even take some self-reflection for you. They don't self-reflect.
And you see, I'm not saying that narcissist is gender based, but it's more in men because they come under the umbrella of tradition. I have actually had a couple of
misogynistic.
I've actually had a conversation with couple of guys, not couple, like one or two, and they were like, oh, women, like you see them speaking and you see the subtle. If you're not an observant person, you think that okay, this person just wants to be a man, just but no, you see their subtle from their conversations. You can actually draw out that okay, this person wants to just load over you. You can't ask questions, but the person is supposed to ask you questions. And if you ask, how dare you ask them questions? Why do you think you have any rights to actually ask them questions?
Exactly. They don't even bring an avenue or a situation where they can be questioned. They don't like being questioned. They don't like being confronted, because the only time I stood up for myself, that relationship ended. They don't like being questioned. It's either you are okay with being controlled, and that's how that relationship goes. What they say goes, whether it's in the boss setting, in the romantic setting, in the friendship setting. They always put themselves first. Now, even in the setting of being friends with a narcissist, as in the case of my female friend being a narcissist, there's no opportunity for accountability. They are not considerate of you or what you are feeling. It's either we're going to do it my way
or the highway.
And that's how being in a friendship with a narcissist usually goes. So it's your choice to either set the boundaries. And in short, I know as women, it's hard for us to, oh my God, how do I set these boundaries?
Set it.
Like, people that love you won't be upset with your boundaries. A good, healthy person has no issues with your boundaries. I have boundaries. If my cousin sets boundaries, I'm not going to be upset with her for her boundaries, because I would also want her to respect my boundaries. So if I'm having an issue with respecting her boundaries, but I want her to respect my own boundaries, that makes me a narcissist. Because I don't regard her own boundaries, but I want her to respect my own way. It has to go my way. Then that makes me a narcissist, because I'm not even able to look outside myself and consider that another person has boundaries that I also need to respect.
Person don't take criticism. They
No
try to call you out
self-reflection.
on your bullshit, to say how dare you. Why do you think you can call me out on my bullshit?
So defensive, without looking at person. Okay, maybe what this person is saying is actually true.
Yep.
Maybe what I'm doing, even if I am not aware of it, I owe it to myself to actually listen. The issue with us is most times as human beings, we don't listen.
We don't.
We listen to respond,
We
not
don't
to understand.
at all.
We're listening to, okay, I want to defend myself. But if you truly listen to what your partner is saying, your friend is saying, your employee or is saying, you would understand where that person is coming from. I believe as human beings, we are entitled to our respect.
Yep.
Whether you are a gate man, you are the smallest person in this world. If there's anything my mother taught me, is even a child has respect of self, and you should give them that. Respect of space, you should give them that. So just because you are the higher one in this situation does not make you your opinions better than theirs, right? So in this case, narcissists really do not care about these boundaries that we're talking about.
They don't.
And so if you set your boundaries and someone has an issue with you setting your boundaries, that is your answer there.
And if you push back, they say you're stubborn. You don't listen.
But it's up to you to defend yourself. It's up to you to make your boundaries clear. And who loves you should uphold it.
Yeah, and to be honest, that situation is a very toxic situation, and I don't see any reason why anybody should be in a toxic situation in the first place. Life is already hard.
Yeah,
we're coming to the end of this session, but I believe that life is already hard for you to even want to put yourself, and to be honest, to put yourself in that position. And if there's anybody out there, and this is me telling you to go home, there's love at home. I don't know the situation of what you are going through right now, but there's love. There's enough love in this world. See, God is love. If there's no love at home, and when I'm saying go home, there's love at home, I'm not literally saying where your father and your mother is. I'm actually saying where God is. That's home.
Yeah.
Go home. There's love at home. Where you are is not the best place. The best place is yet to come.
Remember the conversation we were having last night about how the definition of God is love is that he gives us the concept of free will.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't control us.
Yeah.
He lets us choose.
Yeah.
You see? But a narcissist doesn't let you choose. They make that choice for you. Intending that you follow the decision they have made.
You see why I say that narcissists are the devil? Because that's how the
even
devil
God
acts.
himself gives you a choice. God himself gives you the opportunity to say, yes, I want to do this thing, or no, I don't want to do this thing.
I agree.
So why would another human being not give you that choice?
And the best part of it is that even when you stray and come back, his arms are always open for you.
Open, because God is really love. He is the perfect example of love. He came to die for us, even though he knew some of us will reject that love.
Yeah.
Even though he knew some of us will not even accept the sacrifice that he has made for us. He still made that choice and gave us a choice to pick if you want to follow him or not. That is really definition of love. He's not trying to control our choices. Even though he's almighty, he can, if we look at it, he can force us, he can actually put it in our DNA that all of us will make sure we get to heaven to choose him. But God wants you to make that choice by yourself. Own. Isn't that
amazing? It is.
Exactly.
Did you have an amazing time with this session? Because actually
I really did.
I actually did. I just do you have a final word for them?
Okay, so my final word would be, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're you're in a battle with a narcissist, you set your boundaries. No need to explain yourself. No need to over explain yourself. If the person doesn't understand your boundaries, you walk away. And I'm sorry, I fell into this bit of closure. It doesn't work. The person's reaction at that point is your closure enough, baby girl. You don't need any other closure, because you would soon realize that it's the same thing. You're just roping yourself back in. If the person has shown you who they are, believe them.
Take it.
That's all I can tell you.
That's the closure you need.
That's the closure you need. the concept closure is just, I feel like
It's a fallacy.
It's us just trying to deceive ourselves.
It's a fallacy.
If someone has shown you who they are and you set boundaries and they're still showing you who they are, baby girl,
it's you coming back hoping that they have changed. So okay, let me go and get closure.
No,
you don't need that closure.
You will
that
not.
First time was
you will not find the love
that you're looking
in the
for.
place that broke you. You will not find it there.
Bremer.
You will not find it there.
You will not find, let me take that again just in case you didn't hear her. You will not find the love you're looking for in the place that broke you.
And that's the truth. You only find it in Jesus. So go to
because
Jesus.
He will never break you.
Yes, He's not a narcissist. He gives you a choice that you choose Him.
Yeah.
He doesn't force your hand to make any choice. Even though He can, like if you think of it, even though He can't force our hands to make that choice. But He still gives us the concept of free will. So take it, if you're going to take anything from this session, even God is not a narcissist, so why do you have to deal with a narcissist? Even God gives you a choice.
If you're looking for what love means, just go to God.
Exactly.
If you've not had a track record of with people to understand the concept of love, maybe from your family, I'm sorry that you're in such situation, from your friends, from your loved ones. To be honest, the only person who can actually give you a raw and defined situation of when it comes to true love is God.
Exactly.
So you just go to the word, the scripture, and I promise you, you will get a understanding, a grasp of what love is.
Especially
and by the
with
time,
the story of Jesus, you will truly see what love is, because what Jesus did is He literally came.
I think if you want to give them a soft landing, you start with the story of Hosea. I've never read that story before. You told me about it and I found it very fascinating. So you start with the story of Hosea, where somebody had to go marry a prostitute and she kept going and she kept coming back.
That's usually a relationship with God. I truly think that story represents us, Christ and the church, because that's what we do with Him. We go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but He's still
always there, receiving,
waiting for you to come back,
accepting.
Like nobody, like nobody can top that in my book.
There's nothing that tops
nobody.
That.
Can't top that.
So if you're looking for love in mundane things, they will continue to disappoint and break your heart.
If you're looking for your concept of yourself in human beings, you will fail, because you should be, your self-worth should be embedded in Christ, in what God says about you, because the world will tell you many things that about you, and if you start believing it, you will lose who you are. You wake up one day and ask yourself, I don't know who I am, because the world has told you who you are in different ways, and you started believing it. People will tell you you're crazy. People will tell you you're insane. People will tell you what's wrong with you. See, faith is not logical. Just imagine in Abraham's time, he picked up his bag and said he's going to a land he does not know. No, let's resume that thing. He does not know where he was going to. Right now, if someone tells you that, won't you like, are you okay? Like you are packing your bag, you sold all your property, and you're going to a place you don't even know. The person that is telling you not even tell you where you're going to.
Are you crazy?
You don't know, but you're going. It's not always logical.
It's never logical.
It's not.
That's why it says it's those things that you have not seen, but you are hopeful to see them. There's nothing logical about such a thing. There's absolutely nothing.
But Abraham
logical.
knew who he was in Christ. That's why he didn't care what people were saying. He was a man on a mission, and he made sure he did what God asked him to do. Even the gift that was given to him, he was willing to sacrifice it.
That's top seat. That is why I feel that's why he was first in like the first chapters of the scripture to give you a foundation of what it means to have faith.
Exactly. A pure example of what it means to have undiluted faith, regardless of your circumstance and regardless of what other people are saying.
And mind you, he never had the foundation of having parents that were religious or knew God. His father didn't know God. They were worshipping idols basically. So he was the first line in his family, and then he got a promise
and he was believing. Just imagine that, like he was believing a promise and a voice
that out of him will be made a nation.
And
Somebody who
how
had
old
not
was
had
he?
children.
He was in his 90s already when he got his promise now.
Yeah.
So you wonder,
95.
what's going on? Like old man like me, you're saying I'll have children? It seemed impossible even at that time.
Yeah, 90 actually, not
That's why
95.
Sarah laughed. She even laughed at her own promise. She
Her
said,
own
"You people
promise.
must be joking. As old as I am." But did God not fulfill the promise?
He did.
That is your answer.
So I hope you guys had an amazing time. She gave you a Rema word, and I'll repeat it again. You can't find love in the place that broke you. So whoever that out there that is listening to this or watching us, you can't find love in the place that broke you, but you can actually find love in the place of God. So if you've left him, go back to him. If you've not known him, go to him. He would actually give you the blueprint of what love truly is. I hope you guys had an amazing time, because we did, and be rest assured that you will be seeing us same time next week. Bye.
Bye.